District 3 Commissioner Bill Braswell is starting 2021 with a series on the different cities and towns within his district. Today's episode features the city of Auburndale, and joining Commissioner Braswell is Auburndale's Mayor Tim Pospichal, who jumps at the chance to talk about the city he loves. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thanks for having us. It's great to be here. I'm glad Tim came. He's the authority on Auburndale, knows what's going on, and there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. I always like to talk about my favorite subject, Auburndale. If you wouldn't mind, I'd like to just give you a little brief history on Auburndale. Auburndale started getting settled post-Civil War. Around 1873, they have their first documented settler, a fellow by the name of John LeDuc. John lived near Lake Ariana since water was always important to the settlers. By 1884, Auburndale had a railroad, had a mill, a post office, and by 1911 it had a charter and it was incorporated. Unfortunately, in 1911, towards the end of the year, they had a fire that literally destroyed the downtown area of Auburndale. Things were going along real good. In 1913, at the end of the year in November, they had another fire.
No way.
Again, it destroyed the downtown. This time they built it with bricks, but there was dynamite in the hardware store. The dynamite blew holes in the walls of the buildings, and then the fire crawled into the buildings, weakened the structures, and so Auburndale, the downtown, burned to the ground again. Now, for a little bit of our history.
Now, wait a minute, you left off the best part. 24 years ago, I moved there.
You're right. We need to.
We moved from Lakeland there 24 years ago. Moved into the back of an orange grove, and now it's a booming metropolis everywhere there.
I moved there in 1972. The population was 7,000. Today, the population is 17,120. And Auburndale covers approximately 22 square miles.
So how many houses are being built right now?
Right now, there are approximately 2,800 homes.
So the population is going to go up like 20% in just the next couple of years?
At least, or better. Yeah. And these are all in certain different levels of development within the city.
But there's a whole lot of other stuff going on there. We've got the Lake Myrtle Sports Park. Can you talk about that?
The Lake Myrtle Sports Complex. It's really one of the shining stars in the city of Auburndale. It consists of 11 multi-purpose sports fields, so where you can play soccer, lacrosse, rugby, and there's some game they call Quidditch. It's a Harry Potter thing. I had to learn about that. They have 9 collegiate baseball fields, 4 youth baseball fields, and a challenger t-ball field, and that's for physically challenged children.
And of course, that is directly across the street from SunTrax, which is also booming there.
SunTrax, we are so blessed to have that in Auburndale. It is 475 acres. It consists of a 0.25 mile track that's used for testing toll-taking technologies, signage, and
self-driving cars.
And self-driving cars. The infield, which they broke ground in July of 2020, is going to be built to test autonomous or self-driving vehicles. It'll have topography like hills, rolling hills. It will have braking areas. It will have a small city that can always be changed to fit whatever the needs are of the challenge of the autonomous vehicles. There will be a tunnel that will simulate all sorts of weather, from snow, rain, fog, wind.
So Auburndale's on the cutting edge of technology.
We are on the cutting edge of technology. It's a very exciting time to be in Auburndale.
So tell us about the cable park on the other side of Lake Myrtle.
And you know your geography so well. It's called the Elite Cable Park, and it's for wakeboard enthusiasts. That's a single board. It's not 2 skis like I grew up with. And it's an electric a pulley system that pulls skiers clockwise around the lake. There are ramps and there are jumps for the more advanced a wakeboard enthusiast. There's rental, so if you've never been, Bill and I expect to see you there this summer. You and I can go rent our equipment. They'll give us lessons.
So next to the cable park, tell us about 5 Star and what they're doing there.
It's the 5 Star family, and they're developing a one-of-a-kind resort right at the corner of Moss Road and Denton Road there in Auburndale. It's 60 acres consisting of 436 RV sites and cabins. So if you don't have an RV, but you want to experience that, they'll have cabins that you can go and rent. They're going to have a pool, they're going to have tiki bar, they're going to have pickleball courts, they will have bocce ball fields, they will have
a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. It's going to be a really unique place.
So it all works out good because you've got a place to stay, you've got the elite cable park, you've got the water ski thing that's coming in the future, you've got Lake Myrtle, which hosts Russ Matt and all kind of other large events where people need hotel rooms and places to stay, right next to Sun Tracks. But now let's bring it back to downtown area. Talk about some of the industry in Auburndale. We've got Coke, we've got Catrali. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we're real blessed to have Coca-Cola. They're great neighbors in our city. They have a facility that's over 700,000 square feet, and it is the most modern facility of its kind in the entire world. As I said before, Coca-Cola is a great neighbor. They employ over 500 people.
What do they make there? Coke?
They make, that's a very good question. They make the Simply Orange product, the Peak Golden Tea. They make Dasani water. They make Powerade. And there's
everything but Coke.
Everything but Coca-Cola. As we talked earlier, I believe they make smoothies.
And the juice for the Simply products comes through a pipeline from Catrali, isn't that right?
From Catrali.
Yeah.
I can't remember the distance that it's from anymore. They
right.
used to run trucks, but today they have pipelines, and the pipelines run 24 hours a day from Catrali. Catrali is a subsidiary of a Brazilian company, another Catrali company, and they have been here in Auburndale since 1996. Minute Maid had decided to get out of the orange processing business and just market oranges, the juice.
Right.
And today Catrali sells all of their bulk to places like Minute Maid and to Coca-Cola and to private labels, and then they ship overseas to Europe and Asia like 29 million gallons of concentrate and bulk orange juice today. Catrali's is the largest orange juice processor in the United States.
So we just got an Amazon fulfillment center was built just down the street from me. We've got a big apartment complex coming and a Publix. Is that correct?
And a Publix, yes. At Publix, the ink has been dried just probably a month on that. So we're real excited to have that. It's going to be a great benefit to our northern Auburndale.
5 minutes from my house.
5 minutes,
Can't
that's
get any
right.
better than that.
I'm going to tell you.
So I want to wrap it up with my favorite subject, the Florida Brewery. What do you know about that?
Florida Brewery. This is great. It was originally built in 1973. It was called Duncan Brewery. It is the second oldest operating brewery in the state of Florida. It's owned by a company from Venezuela. They have approximately 47 employees. They produce over 100,000 barrels of product a year, and that includes beer, Malta, and carbonated juice.
I like to think of myself as an expert on beer sometimes. They have a beer called Beach Me Up. Have you ever had it?
I have not had it.
It's a citrus-based beer, and I know that doesn't sound great to most people. It is absolutely the best beer I've ever had in my life. So you can see we got a lot going on in Auburndale.
Yes, we do, and thank you both for joining us
Thanks
and
for
letting
having
us know a lot of things we didn't know.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us, Mayor Pospichal, and thanks, Commissioner Braswell, and we're looking forward to the rest of your series.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.